Hello, everyone. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from the top 8 of the Ryloth Galactic Championship qualifier. I'm super excited to be here. We're in the top 8, and we got some HMPs versus Scum. We'll see how this ends up shaking out. But before we go too far, I want to remind you guys that all of our rounds this weekend are brought to you by Curl Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code RYLOTH2020 for 20% off. Also, if you are new to Gold Squadron, maybe you've only watched events, maybe you're watching later on YouTube, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday on the channel. Of course, Saturdays, we usually have our Gold Squadron Flight Club stream, but, of course, this weekend, we had an event that we were running. What we've done for all of our Galactic Championship coverage so far is we have been teaming up with content creators from around the community, and these rounds are no different. We're teaming up with the Firestorm Firecast. How is it going, my friends? I'm feeling good, Nick. How's it going, Dom? All right, guys, so let's go ahead and break down these lists as I open up the betting for the public to go ahead and smack down their points and choose their champion.
With Composure, Jam and Beam, Maul, Proton Bombs, Hull Upgrade, and Slave 1. So all of the tricks. And he's got Dengar, which we haven't seen much in 2.0, generally due to that dial, but with the upgrades that are on there, he's got something to help with that. So we've got Marksmanship, Proton Torpedoes, Auto Blasters, L337, Han Solo, and Contraband Cybernetics. So L337, he can use that to force his opponent to reroll his attack dice, I believe. I'll check that myself in a second. But what it does do is his bank turns will become one less difficulty. So to make it easier for him to get around the board.
Yep, after he's done, after he's forced the reroll of the defense dice, the dice one time, then those bank maneuvers get activated.
That's the one.
And against Timo, we've got Corey. I believe it's his first time on the stream, and he seems quite excited about that, which is nice to see. And he's running some separatists, but these are not the Nantex you're looking for. He is running. He is running the new HMPs, affectionately known as Roombas, to a lot of the people going around because of their shape. And we've got 3 of the Bactoid drones, all look to be set up the same with the repulsor stabilizers, concussion missiles, and concussion bombs. And then we've got a 4th Bactoid running the repulsor, cluster missiles, ion missiles, and the Dark One probe droids. So those probe droids enabling them to get their target locks early. Generally try to spread them around usually to activate the network aim. Network aim being the new ship ability for the Bactoid drones, which is you cannot spend your target locks to reroll attack dice. However, when you perform an attack, you may reroll a number of attack dice equal to the number of friendly locks on the defender. So if all of them can grab a lock on a target, they basically just get to reroll all their dice all the time.
All right, well, these guys are playing quick. They are already likely to engage. These HMPs do have the Dark Probe Droid out there. Might be in range for the target lock already after doing that 3-bank.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something he wants to set up with the ability of the HMPs with the, I was going to say convergence fire control. It's not. That's the LAT. Is this sync firing? Somebody remind me what it is. This is why Nick is going to send me the list.
It's just like, I just read it to you. It's called network aim, but it's fine.
That's the one. I don't remember things. It's early. Yeah, they need to get those locks out there, get that firepower down. And it looks like he's just going to go heavy into Dengar and leave Boba to try and catch up.
Yep, and yeah, we need to do a quick swap of some colors real quick. Nick, on the overlay, switch brown and red. So brown is the one with the dark probe droids. It matters just because of one point difference in the loadout, just so that we know which one is which. So I'm sure once Nicholas Sperry wakes up, he'll get that, he'll get that switched over. He's on the struggle bus today, just a little bit sleepiness wise. We got it. We did it.
Dion, can I give a real quick shout out?
Go do it.
So Chris Burnett, his wife won one of the prizes yesterday. It's actually his birthday today. So
Hey.
it's happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday.
I'm pretty sure
to
he's
you.
watching.
Happy birthday to you. That's all you get. All right, let's continue.
Good job.
All right, so we did end up getting the target lock set up here, huh? We got 2 of them. 3.
All 3.
No need to take 4. You don't ever have a 4-dice shot, so no need for 4 target locks. It literally does nothing for you because they can't spend the target lock.
And so Boba desperately trying to catch him and go, I need to go help.
Yeah. And I mean, at the moment, because of the way the arcs are indicated, they're likely only going to be firing out of that 180-degree arc and only getting those 2 rerolls anyway. So he also doesn't need to worry about much more than that.
Ooh, now Dengar going to be able to grab that target lock.
Timo, of course, is the current UK System Open champion.
He's also one of our Space Jam champions as well.
Mm. He's a fantastic player, really nice guy. Gentle giant, most definitely.
Yeah, he's such a brilliant player. And if I remember correctly, did he not win the Space Jam with Bobber and Dengar?
He sure did. Here we go. Proton torpedo shot, 2 hits and a crit. Has a lock out there.
Pretty strong start.
He is not going to re-roll the dice. He's going to hold on to the target lock, probably to get a better shot next turn. Rolls an evade. That's going to be hit crit.
Or he might be holding on to it for his revenge shot if the HMPs do shoot into him.
That definitely can set up Yellow and be like, I don't know if I actually want to shoot you. Like, hey, let me just shoot me. I'll just throw another proton torpedo at your face.
Definitely a thing. And that one becomes really scary about that Dengar. He said, you can shoot me again, but it's gonna hurt. You're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, especially having the focus token as well.
All right, here's the first shot, or the next one, coming for Brown. And 2 focuses. Network aim re-rolls, got 1 crit. 4 dice coming in from not Boba Fett, Dengar, the other bounty hunter. Is Yellow going to take the shot? Oh, Corey. Corey.
Oh.
This is cojones. Oh, my goodness. This is the Australian blood. Network aim reroll. 2 hits. Hey, gonna get maybe some damage in here. Dengar could spend the focus. Does. No damage. And revenge shot coming in, I think. I'm assuming.
Definitely would assume that the revenge shot would be coming in.
Yep, you see Timo reaching for the charge. Proton torpedo number 2. Incoming. 4 dice. Has a lock. Going to use it on 3 of the 4 dice. Ooh, only 1 crit.
That's Corey definitely getting away with something there.
That
Calculating invade.
Yeah, I mean, only losing 2 shields in this interaction, taking 2 proton torpedoes, that is massive. Absolutely massive.
It is indeed.
Am I right in saying Corey set up the side slip for at least those front 2 with his foils? I didn't see flip them, did he?
It looks like yellow is active and brown is active. So yeah, side slipping possibility. He doesn't have to. He can just go straight as well. But it is a threat.
Yeah, red and green, the 2 that are closer to the board edge, both of them have them currently inactive.
Now, a couple of things that I do want to note, with even though both proton torpedoes are gone and there's no way for Timo to get those back on Dengar, he still has the auto blaster. Could still set up some big shots.
Yeah, and he took no damage in return. So, yeah, the proton torpedoes didn't give him as much as he would like, but he's still got some punch in him yet, and even double tapping auto blasters into someone with the revenge shot can still do considerable damage.
A quick note to 41st Battalion. He says, Gold Squadron Podcast, a quick tip about the side slip would be money. I don't know if it's sarcasm, but there is one already. I already made one. It's up on the channel.
I think that's how I learned how exactly it worked. I'm pretty sure that's what I watched.
No sarcasm. Well, now you know. We made one already. So if you need it, you got it, fam. I got you faded.
Those videos are great. Whenever somebody asks me, well, how do you guys learn to play X-Wing? Well, you can watch us play, and you can watch Gold Squadron's tips. They're really good.
And generally don't watch us play, because that's not a way to learn.
Okay, watch Dom play. And watch me play badly and learn from it.
So he's dropped a concussion missile, a concussion bomb with yellow there, just trying to persuade Boba not to come in too hard.
Bob kind of, I would have expected a 3-bank because I would have forgotten about the concussion bombs, but it does mean that ship is now going to be tied into dropping bombs forever.
This is true. You know, it's interesting though, because he does have them spread out on a couple of different ships. You can threaten bombs consistently with your list for quite a few turns. There's a side slip,
and they're really scary bombs. They are terrifying.
So go ahead and go through it for anybody who may be not familiar with the new concussion bomb.
So the first thing is, as long as you have active charges, you're fine. You can drop the first one whenever you want. Whenever it comes to the next system phase, if you have an inactive charge, you must drop a bomb as long as you're able to. So there are certain things that can stop it. So like if you dropped another bomb, you're not in that same turn, you're not able to drop the concussion, so that stops you doing it. But you have to drop them. So as long as you're in an active charge. Once you're hit by those bombs, the ship that gets hit has to take a face down damage card, and then they suffer a strain if they don't want to expose a damage card. Now, that could be any damage card they already have. You just randomly pick one. That's how expose works. So you can get crits underneath shields. It's dealing you a damage card as opposed to actually suffering damage. So it can be really, really nasty. It can happen if you get it at the wrong time.
Yep.
And then they just keep going. So you're literally carpet bombing the area. If you don't reload that first charge, next turn you'll have to drop them. You have no choice.
Now, really quick here, somebody in the chat, Rebel Maverick, had asked why composure on Boba Fett, and it is not a common upgrade, but the idea there is if you're in a tight spot where you're not 100% sure if a boost fits, you're more willing to take the risk because composure will give you that focus if you do fail the boost.
Yeah, it just lets Boba be more aggressive in those times where he wants to be. Looking to boost into range 1 if he's just not quite sure on the range, and if he fails the boost, he's generally in range 1 anyway, so gets his focus token and is quite happy in that scenario.
All right, now real quick, there is a cool... All right, we're going to roll for the Dark Probe droids. Now, something really cool that's about to happen. So it was... Which was the ship that actually dropped the bomb? It was...
Yellow.
Yellow. So yellow being closest to that board edge, you're not allowed to drop bombs off the board. So the concussion bomb for next turn will not come out of the ship. Just won't even do it. Because the way it's worded is if you are able, and you cannot drop bombs off the table. 3 hits. Coming here from the Bactoid number 3.
Using L3.
Oh, yep. So you got 2 hits in eyeball.
Yep. Please re-roll that. And 1 hit. Not allowed to use network aim, by the way, because you can't re-roll a re-roll. Dengar, 1 out of the box. We'll get that squiggle here. And safe.
So what that now actually means for Dengar is his 1 bank, 2 bank, and 3 bank are all now blue. So he can actually clear stress when he's going to the right, which is something he wouldn't have been able to do without the L3 trigger. That's the biggest change on those dials.
Absolutely. All right.
That's just to clarify, that's only going to happen if he is not shielded. So because Dengar currently has shields, the difficulty of the bank maneuvers will not be reduced.
And this is why Dom and I are both commentating together, because he just corrects and makes it right.
All right, hit crit. And the reroll there for hit crit. Natties, baby. All right, still takes 1. First shield done on Boba Fett. Now, Timo is taking the follow me approach. All right, because you have Boba Fett and Dengar facing away. Looking for another opportunity to converge on those HMPs. Actually, I really like somebody in the chat mentioned that they kind of also look like bottle caps. Like glass bottle caps. I do like that.
It looks like they've forgotten to remove the concussion bomb from the previous turn.
Yeah, it's gone off for no effect. So.
Yeah.
Nothing major, but good to check. Timo's kind of playing these 2 ships. I mean, it's been mentioned already today. We saw the detriment of not playing these ships, 2 ship lists very carefully. Timo is playing these 2 larger ships. I was going to say large base ships. They're not Bobas, are medium. Kind of like Asus, who's trying to trade them in and out, play a bit of keep away, get the positions he wants. And it looks like he's just going to kind of crisscross and have the UMPs chase Dengar for a level while Boba gets around and gets back into a position he wants to be in.
Yeah, Timo very sensibly just being, as you said, a bit more cautious and forcing the HMPs to come and engage him more on his terms, rather than dealing with them being quite squirrely in the corner.
We got a lot of alternative names coming in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to repeat Maui's for the world to hear.
No. Correct choice. All right, everybody, you are watching the Ryloth Galactic Championship qualifiers. We're in the top 8. You know, this is actually, I think, a great opportunity to just talk out what are the current top 8 lists. I'll read them out here really quick for you, along with the names of the players. I'm sure a lot of you guys love knowing that stuff. So right now, we have Thomas Schulte, also known as Ketch in the online X-Wing world, currently undefeated and flying Wedge, Han Solo, and Jake. We have, of course, Timo, who we have on the table right now. Martin, I think is Martin. It might be how it's pronounced. Pommerbach flying the 6 Nantex. We have Michael Schnobut, also known as Malarath, flying a Sloan list with some Academy TIE fighters and a land the shuttle. There's also a Wampa in there. Gregory Pizzuto, who we had on last round, flying those Kashyyyk Defenders. Julian Hood with Fifth Brother, Seventh Sister, Ved Foslo, and Major Vermeil. Had that on earlier. Really, really cool. We have Daniel Leon flying with 5 Nantex and DBS 404. And rounding it out is Corey Milstein, who you see on the stream right now.
So we still have an Nantex that we can have in there somewhere at some point. My
Yes.
prediction is they're not going to make the final. That is my bold prediction today.
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction. They will not make the final. Don't know who they're playing. But.
I mean, we have some great players who are not playing the Nantex list that probably, I'm guessing, have practiced against or at least have a plan. So I mean, there's it could happen.
I think it's something we talked about when we did Dathomir. You have to practice if you're going to be competitive. Practice is certainly a thing you need, no matter what you're flying. And you have to practice against those so-called boogeyman lists or those big meta-style lists. So I would be surprised if these players who have all made it this far have not put at least a couple of games into the Nantex.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we would definitely expect people like Timo and the caliber of player they are, and the sort of game time they would put into prepping for an event will definitely have ran that matchup multiple times.
I do like this position from Dengar here, just trying to get out, get some space, and give himself a chance to get around and back in. Try and re-engage with both of the ships.
I want to again remind the fact that Yellow did not have to drop the bomb last turn, or this turn during the system phase, because it could not legally be dropped, because you cannot drop a bomb off the table. It's got to wait a turn. That's one way to save to save one of those bombs.
Yep. And I like Timo's positions here because he can now split his list back again, the same as they were at the start, and come in and re-engage these HMPs from 2 different directions, which is forcing Corey to make a choice. So Corey's either got to decide on a target and go for it, or he ends up splitting his HMPs up, which could be could be more favourable to Timo, where he can take on part of the list.
Yeah, we've kind of
as
seen
he chooses.
Sorry, Tom. We've kind of seen that Corey's had to do that a little bit already, so he is turning just that a little bit wider than he was at the start. And so you have to select his maneuvers carefully to try and get back into that overlapping covering fire that we know that we've seen him use quite effectively. And then Craig Bradford flying a similar list in round 1 or round 2 yesterday. We saw how his play kind of worked with keeping them together as much as possible. Kind of worked well for the most part. And we lost out in the end, of course.
Yeah, that was against Catch, running that wedge par list with great effect.
Super game. Definitely go back and watch those if you've got your subscription sorted.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Craig did lose that game, it is well worth a watch if you want to learn how to fly something like the HMPs, because he did a brilliant job of keeping them together, flying them well, putting pressure on Catch It all the time. So it's definitely a good game to watch if you're interested in flying these HMPs.
It is interesting to see this archetype start to pop up, the 4 HMPs. Now, the one that we saw yesterday, different loadout, right? Because we had 3 Bactoids and 1 was the DGS. And this one is all 4 Bactoid drones. I'm curious to see if this is an archetype that's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, I definitely think people are going to try it out. Separatist players do like to try things out when they come out. We see the Separatist archetypes change reasonably quickly. Nantex a little less so, with it just being as prominent as it is at the moment. So I definitely think people are going to try them out. Christopher Bankston, I know, has been looking at HMPs, and his particular go-to at the moment is just 5 of the Bactoids, all with energy shells, and you can still fit the Dark One Protoids in. And he likes it as well because he says if 4 Wookiees are good, we can have like almost like 5 Wookiees.
All right, so we have the bomb drop required by the concussion bomb.
Yeah.
And yeah, this engagement is very different than what most people are used to seeing, right? You usually see what essentially equates to a joust somehow. You got 2 lists kind of coming at each other face to face. And Timo taking the slower approach, saying, you know what, I'm going to see if I can spread them out. And that is honestly a great strategy if you want to get a feel for your opponent and you have the maneuverability available in your ships. Saying, you know what, I want to see how you fly these HMPs. I want to see if I can get a beat on you, start to understand how you like to move, and that might help me make my decisions.
Yeah, and you can see here Corey is just letting himself down and waiting to see what Timo picks next by doing the full stop with 3 of those HMPs. And yellow there did a 3 straight, which is white, but because his repulsors are inactive, it reduces the difficulty of the straight maneuvers, making it blue, which allowed him to clear the stress that he had from the previous turn.
Yeah, I mean, both players have been really cagey, but they kind of need to be.
Yeah.
When these lists do get in there and punch, they punch hard. So you kind of want to be able to kind of get the engagement you want, get the positions you want. Funny enough, X-Wing's a game about positioning. Who knew?
Now, Boba Fett did get aggressive here, did decide to boost in. I was curious to see if we would see that. We're going to go ahead and go into the engagement phase. Here we go. Pew Pew going into yellow, who's already lost a couple shields and not coming up with anything there. The Bactoids will have some shots back. There will be 2, red and yellow. Here's the first one. Looks like right now they'll have a single reroll. Snake Eyes. Here's the roll. Nothing there. These red dice, little icy right now on both sides. This is a range 3 shot. Going from the yellow HMP to Boba Fett. Got a calculate available. Doesn't need it. 2 hits. Maul is available for Boba Fett and doesn't need it. I don't think these guys want to do damage to each other. Like, are they even trying?
Yeah, I think Timo was sensible there with Boba. He just did the boost, trying to see if he could get some damage in with relatively good odds of not really taking any damage in return.
Well, he's a nice escape route between those 2 rocks on the top right hand side of the board there. He can hard one that way and boost out again. Even Dengar to come in and still have a position to come around for Boba.
Yep.
Just going to try and string out the engagement so he's not engaging all 4 of these HMPs at once, but just taking on 2 of them. Now, obviously, the HMPs at the bottom of the board, their blues are their heart turns are blue. Is that still correct with these droids?
Yeah, hard twos.
Mm-hmm.
Every droid. We
Yeah,
have a good.
that's what I thought.
We have a good blue hard two.
So they'll be able to kind of get themselves back towards the fight fairly quickly. But if Timo can continue to have these sort of even 2-on-1 engagements, isn't terrible for Boba. But if he can get a 2-on-2, that's great for Timo because he's got more attack dice, more damage able to get through, and potentially more mods, given the way that the HMPs kind of work. So he's doing a really good job of just kind of going, no, we'll play on this part of the board. You can have half your list over there. Just leave it there. It's fine. And just doing what he kind of needs to do. And Corey seems to be a little bit on the back foot, just trying to get up to where the engagement needs to be for him. But he's just going to need to get there and as quickly as he can and not have this kind of 2v2 or worse for him, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I want to see how Timo uses Dengar. I mean, most people who bring these proton torpedo lists, especially on Dengar, you expect to have, like, all right, my Dengar has shot both proton torpedoes. I should have killed the ship. Like, that is usually the the thinking there. Right, exactly. The expected output. But basically got nothing for it. We'll see how he utilizes Dengar with a neutered Dengar, who can't really do much damage at range 3. Much less threatening. Gonna need to leverage that Auto Blaster.
Needs to get in there. This is what we think will kind of be the thing with these maneuvers here are actually really, really important for Corey. If you can get his ships back together as quick as possible, and not kind of just leave one or two stranded, because you'll start to suffer if he starts to lose a ship here or there. That really puts Timo ahead.
Yeah, and then we see the last concussion bomb going down from the yellow HMP. And then we start to see them turning onto Timo's ships to try and get some good, strong, solid shots this time.
Now, as we hang out here watching this top 8 game, I always love to poll the audience to see, different things. And my question for you guys, we'll ask a couple questions. First question we're going to ask you is where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? We're going to go ahead and put a poll on the screen. Give me 1 second and you will see it as I pull it up here. There you go. And I'll drag that to the other side of the screen. It fits better on the other side. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 1 for North America, 2 for South America, 3 Africa, 4 Europe, 5 Asia, 6 Oceania. Where are you at?
That barrel roll from yellow is putting really close to that concussion bomb. I'm fairly sure he's taking that. I might be looking at a weird angle.
I'm
pretty sure he's
that's really close.
It is very, very close. I think I agree that he may well be taking it. In fact, even red is very close.
Carolina crates. Why is Antarctica not a choice? Of course, because it would become the Sunterfell of my poll. Like that's the reason why. All right. Oh man. So the concussion bomb's really a problem. Brown is going to be taking the damage. Like there's nothing you can do. No, Carolina crates. We do actually have players in Africa. Okay, we have players in Africa. So yeah.
Interesting choice from Boba to go that way. I would have been worried personally that heading towards where Dengar is might block Dengar coming in when he needed him to. But
I think he's pretty safe this turn. I don't think Dengar's come in that fast, and even if he is, he doesn't mind too much not getting that mod this turn. Keeps in a good spot for next turn. I think that the one hard just gave him the options.
Is he thinking about staying there for the range 1? Do you reckon?
Possibly. I think he might have been concerned if he get back going the other way. And his options for the next turn. So he's just maximising his options for the following turns.
He does have proton bombs on this, Boba.
He sure does. Like, hey, you want to follow me? I got bombs too. Well, 2 can play at this game.
They all still got shields in this, so yellow's only got 1 shield left. So if he can strip the shield in the attack, it's a pretty scary place for that HMP to be.
And we have Dengar taking the 1 bank to the right. Still currently stressed because they don't like moving to the right. It's a white maneuver.
Yeah. As Don pointed out that I was wrong.
I just wanted to clarify your point, that was all.
Thanks, Don. You got my back, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we always agree on everything, right? As regular viewers know, that's not true at all.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and see if Dengar has a shot. Nope, no range there. All right, remembering to roll in the box. Got the reroll. Well, he's...
It's a lot of shots coming in. He's going for it.
All right, 3 hits.
So clears the strain then off a yellow. Or, I'm assuming that was it.
Yep, they only have 1 agility, so that's just auto damage. I'm sure they'll remember to grab it here in a minute.
So normally, of course, sorry, go ahead, Dan.
No, you're good. 2 hits coming in to the Boba Fett. Natties. Let's get some natties in the chat.
I was just going to say real quick before the roll more dice, normally you would work from kind of the worst modded shot at range 3 inwards. But because these droids here have actually got missiles and logs, at least I think they do. That's probably why we're going the other way around. The range 2 first.
Yep. Another 2 dice shot coming in. Reroll with networked aim, 2 hits. Has a reroll from Boba Fett's ability. There you go. Did you hear rerolls are good? They're good.
Boba doing Boba things.
Mm-hmm.
So green here has the choice for the concussion missile. But it'd be interesting to see whether he goes for it with yellow being at range 1.
That's
and
right.
Potentially having to flip one of his damage cards face up.
Good point, good point.
I think if you'd managed to strip down the shields on Boba and got damage card then, yeah, I'd probably fire the cushion, but I think the way it is here.
And he's going for it. He is going for it. I mean, with the yellow HP being at 2 hull, he's saying, you know what? I need to get damage in. This is my chance now. 3 hits. So you know it's hitting. Oh, yeah, it's hitting. For how many cards? So that should be an eyeball. He spends the force on it. So that's 2 shields coming off of Boba Fett. Yellow's going to flip one of its damage cards because of the concussion.
Was that the concussion or was that range 1 from yellow?
No, it was green. Oh, it's a cluster missile. It was cluster missile.
Oh, I'm stupid. Ignore me. What am I reading?
Cluster missiles range 1 to 2.
I'm confused. I must have saw the wrong.
He's got
bad
both.
colors.
He's got both.
He's got both.
They do.
Okay.
That's what confused me. Okay.
They do, but cluster missiles are only range 1 to 2. So, not 100% sure.
What's he spent the charge on?
Concussion missile charge on red is down. But red definitely didn't shoot a concussion missile this turn. And concussion missile has gone down on green.
So yellow should flip the card? Would be my understanding. We'll see what happens. Thanks, Nick.
I need to wake up. Like I'm standing at my desk now. The brain is starting to be like, what are you doing? All right.
Okay, apparently it looks like the concussion missile didn't do any damage, and the primary was what did the damage to Boba.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the players have agreed in the so no flip from yellow there.
Okay. So we're probably going to see a bomb drop in from Boba. And just get out of dodge.
So per the request of Carolina Crates, which I'm assuming is Chris Allen, it also could be Travis as well, or no, because Nami is there. I need to sell people on the same team shirt. Yes, get your same team shirts on GoldSquadronPodcast.com. It's amazingly comfortable and awesome.
And they do look very cool.
It is part of my teaching T-shirt rotation. I will tell you that. My kids don't understand it, but they think it looks cool.
So yeah, I can definitely see the proton bomb coming from Boba here this turn, and there isn't a huge amount Corey can do with the yellow and red HMPs to try and get out of it, and without just turning away from Boba, which feels bad. And the red HMP, of course, won't mind so much. He's still got shields, and he'll just lose a shield. But I think we might see Corey just accept his fate here with yellow and take it. He's still got 2 health left. Just take it, risk it, and set it up for that shot. Trying to force Timo to at least use one of his shots next turn, or try to force him to use that shot to finish yellow off and protecting the rest of his ships to line up with some better shots.
And does Dengar here continue just to go around the outside, just helping not to turn into those HMPs and just kind of go, well, I'll let Boba do as much damage as he can and see if he can pick up the pieces, sort of thing?
I think so. I think you'll see Dengar going doing a straight maneuver around that gas cloud, because he's got that side shot with the 2 dice option available to him. And with the HMPs only having the 1 agility, the 2 dice can still definitely do some damage.
And he's holding 88 points. He's holding in that Dengar as well. Just kind of sitting there and just going, well, you're going to catch me. I can just stay out here for a while. Seems to be not a bad ploy.
Sure.
Now, as we hang out here, we got 32 minutes left in the round. I want to remind you guys, there will be a short break. Possibly. It's really dependent on the players. If the players want to jump into it right away, and by the way, here's the proton bomb being dropped by Boba Fett. We'll jump into that top 4 game if the players are ready to go. If they want the break, they will get about a 20-minute break. Again, it's really dependent on who gets into that top 4. And as we get results, we'll let you know. We are now 40 minutes in, and I will just double check. I don't think we have any results in yet. I could be wrong. No, yeah, we're still, all the games are still in progress. And the HMPs, looks like they did anticipate those bombs coming.
Yeah. We've got a question from Warrior Maple in the chat. Says, why does green have 5 hull? So the HMP droids themselves have 5 hull and 3 shields. The reason why you can see brown and red having 4 hull there is they both got hit by a concussion bomb, which deals a face down damage card underneath their shields, and then can get flipped face up, or they can take a strain to keep it face down.
I do think that yellow's done just enough in terms of distance to get away from that bomb. I think. Red doesn't care, he's got shields. He's like, sure, I'll lose to get my position right.
Yeah, it's still close. It's still close. Yellow may take it anyway, but it's but if he doesn't, that's all the better.
But it's Timo then, aside from doing the damage to the bomb, he's used that bomb to force Corey to split his ships up just that little bit more, so that he can continue to kind of have those engagements. He's playing. Timo's playing this really well, and I think Corey's struggling a little bit to get the position he needs.
And there is the boost.
One bank maneuver from Boba.
Sorry, one bank maneuver from Boba. We might see the boost here. Depends if he's willing to get shot by the two HMPs, brown and green, that are sitting underneath. Also red. Nope, yeah, there's the boost. See, I had foreseen it.
You just preemptively spoke to him. It's fine.
That's right.
And there's that straight maneuver from Dengar that we were saying.
Dengar, where are you going? What are you doing? Gonna barrel roll. This Dengar does not have the
expert handling.
That's that. You know exactly what I was saying. Has marksmanship, so that is a stressful barrel roll. No shots for Boba this turn. Proton bomb goes off. That's a shield off of red. Red HMP right there.
They need to click that little square. If they can get it.
Yellow HMP was just out. Super close though.
You got it. The nubs would have been. No, they wouldn't. Because nubs can't for bombs, bizarrely. Do they? No, measuring range they don't. They count for mines because you land on them, but they don't count for measuring range from bombs.
No, the nub of the bomb counts, but the nubs of the ships do not.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like Boba Fett takes another damage. Down to one shield. This shot through the cloud, unlikely to do damage, especially with the force and the gas cloud ability. One hit and almost impossible. Alrighty. Thrain has a question in the chat about is there a coupon for patrons to get a shirt? Yes, if you go on Patreon, there is a coupon. If you make sure you're logged in, there's a patron only coupon that all patrons have access to. You can see it on Patreon. I can't obviously say the code over the air because, yeah.
We don't have it.
Yeah, that's... But yes, it exists.
Yeah, don't want all these non-Patreons getting the same Patreon code.
That's right. I mean, it's the truth. If you have trouble finding it, send me a message on Patreon and I will take care of you, my friend.
So Timo here doing what we talked about is splitting up Corey's list. He's got two on one on both sides, but that's not bad for these two ships to be able to just deal with and punch the damage in with, and be able to turn in with Dengar this turn, put his front arc where he needs it to be with the auto blaster available, and potentially just punch a big hole in one of those ships. And Boba able to turn the other two.
One of my thoughts is Boba Fett is in the end game is fantastic, but essentially what Dengar I think is in this list right now is bait, because I think if Corey is willing to fight with the green and the brown, so at the bottom center of the board, those two HMPs against Dengar, and Timo loses Dengar but is able to take out one of those two HMPs, and then Boba, quote-unquote, solos yellow and red there at the top of the board. I mean, I think the split honestly helps Timo.
Absolutely. 100% agree with that. I think with Corey, I mean, it's not overtly, but I think what Corey needed to do earlier on was still keep his ships together and kind of focus down on one of them and just get one of them gone. Because once you do, that's a whole chunk of firepower gone from Timo's list, whichever one it would have been. Mm-hmm. Just to get rid of that firepower. A dead ship can't shoot.
Yeah. I think you'll see Corey potentially ignore Dengar and let Dengar get behind and just go, okay, I'll take a couple of 2-die shots from Dengar at the moment and try and get brown and green back in with the other two ships to try and converge on Boba and try and just deal with that threat, as you say. Deal with one ship at a time. Boba, of course, does have Slave 1, so gets his options to turn either way. But with that 180-degree arc, it's not going to be easy for him to not get shots.
Yeah, because if Corey does turn towards the top of the map, expecting Boba to go around that side, Timo can just hard one towards his board edge and then boost back down and start coming back down again. And the EMPs are going to struggle to actually just even catch up with Boba. Medium base ship with a boost is just super quick.
Right tackle, you sheep. Separatist is your favorite faction? I don't believe you.
Separatist all along.
All right, so on your screen you have another poll here. What is your favorite faction? Let us know. It's always curious to see how our audience, their emotional,
What day is it?
pool they go towards. It's Sunday.
What is
That
your
means
favorite faction?
It might be resistant.
If I had, oh my gosh, if I had to pick one, that's a really hard question. But you know what? I'm the one who asked the questions here. I don't have to answer. Ha 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 ha.
You don't have to.
I don't have
But
to.
you should, dear.
I should. I should. How about, see, I legitimately do fly everything. Like it is
what's
part
your
of.
top two? Your top two.
I don't. You know what? Here, I got an idea. After this poll, I'll put up a poll to ask people what do they think my favorite faction is. Because here's the thing: you guys have seen me play. You guys have seen me play. You know, all the league night games, all this. You see me. Do you feel like I pull for a certain faction more than another? I don't know.
So I don't pull for a faction, but I pull for mechanics. So there are mechanics that I really like to use. One of them being slams.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll fly Vinder because I love the slam mechanic. Look how it works, and I'll fly 4K wings. But I wouldn't say that either Imperials or Rebels are my favorite. I just like that they do that thing. I just really enjoy that.
Or bombs.
Or
You like
bombs,
bombs.
or both, which is why the K wings end up being played a lot.
I'm seeing the contraband cybernetics being used by Timo here.
Here we go. Contraband. So able to do an action while stressed and takes the barrel roll behind the cloud.
Which will make him double stressed.
There it is. I know it looks like one stress, but they are stacked.
It does look like Corey's kind of switching target here, and Bowen using the yellow one just as a bit of a distraction, going, well, I've got these points over here, Bowen, come get them. And the other one's just kind of trying to get into Dengar and get some damage into him.
And, okay. So Boba Fett going ahead and using the Han gunner trigger, stacking up these stress. So did it say that again?
Is it a linked rotate?
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. So using the Han gunner trigger to do a red focus action, which then allowed him to do the rotate action as a linked. Lots of stress. Four stress on Boba Fett right now. Sorry, on Dengar.
Yeah. Just leaned.
Sorry, my mistake.
He's just leaned into it, going, I'm stressed. I'm at least double stressed. Let's just carry on.
Actually, I was thinking of Jan Ors, which you can't do while you're stressed. I don't know why that came into my head.
But he's just missed out on the bullseye there.
Just barely. But here comes an auto blaster, unobstructed, going to the HMP. Nothing on that. Not willing to spend the focus. Wants to save it for defense. Here's Boba Fett, range 3 into the yellow HMP at the top of your board here. Hit, crit. Sad yellow droid noises. Not enough. Taking hit crit off the table. Oh, was it only... No, he's dead. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, purely just being shown for prosperity.
That is only 50 points, so half of Boba would still put Corey ahead.
Oh, yeah. Boba's a thick boy. 107, 114. Boy. Whew. A lot of points. Here we go. Separatists are up, firing at Dengar.
Yep.
I mean, I think at this point, Timo's just trying to keep Dengar alive as much as possible. It's not about doing damage with Dengar. It's about keeping Dengar alive long enough to be a distraction for these HMP gunships.
Yeah. No, Red does have a target lock on Dengar, so it looks like he's going to be firing a cluster missile here.
And yes, it is a cluster missile. It is range 2, 3 dice, and got 3 hits. Natties takes 1 shield. Dengar only has lost 2 shields so far. Next shot, 1 hit. Spends a focus. No problem.
And Boba, again, in a great position, just sweep around that top gas cloud. Boost back down and threaten all those ships again. Part of me thinks that Dengar's just going to go straight over that gas cloud and just sit there.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really... By taking 4 stress, it shows you that he's not too concerned about, negative conditions. It's just about having Dengar be in the way. And if you're willing to go over the cloud, there's a good chance you can just avoid a couple of shots by, of course, being at range 0. Can't shoot each other. But could set up some nasty auto blaster shots at range 1.
I was kind of feel might give him an out for the next round as to where he could kind of go. And just jump past and go, well, I'm just going to run over here now while Boba comes in and punches some more damage in.
Yeah. All right, well, do you think we could see a concussion bomb being dropped here? Looking from Red, maybe. Seeing that Boba is likely to be coming in there to follow through. Do you drop that concussion to just keep him thinking and not necessarily able to boost in afterwards without the threat of that damage?
I would think yes. I think it's a good call.
A quick reminder to a couple people in the chat. L3 did get used, but it is not active. The banks are not reduced by difficulty because Dengar still has a shield, and you got to be unshielded for that. Also, looking at the results of our poll, looks like Scum wins out with 21%, but we got a pretty nice spread among our audience, to be completely honest. First Order getting the short end of the stick there with 8.8%. As for what is your favorite poll? Now, we're going to go ahead and throw that up one more time, but instead of being what is your favorite poll, we're going to put Dion's favorite poll. And this is like, what is your guys' opinion? You guys have seen me play a lot. You've seen me play a lot of different lists. What do you guys think? Let me know.
Your favorite faction.
Yep.
I think secretly it's Imperials. But I believe everyone should like Imperials, so.
Ships. I like them all. Now, just trying to think what else Corey can do to get into this game. Is just to get. He needs to stay away from Boba for a little bit. He's only 15 minutes left. It's not a lot of time to get those points, and Boba's where the points are. What he needs. Okay, so into the system phase then. All dollars are set.
Yeah, we see Red dropping the concussion bomb here.
Yes.
Trying to create that threat for Boba Fett.
Which I think is a sensible choice.
All HMPs, begin your bombing run.
And then we see the side slip trying to block Dengar if he chooses to go that direction. Or set himself up for a good shot on Dengar if he chooses to go the other way.
Yeah, the block to the left wouldn't be too big of a deal because Dengar's arc is pointed to the right, still have a shot. And setting up a couple of calculates out there on those HMPs. And Dengar is target locked up. There are target locks out there, so networked aim is ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like Bobber has done a 3-bank.
What is he trying to see if the 3-bank the other way will keep him on the board? Yeah.
He has gone the other direction, which is good for Corey because it takes Bobber out of the fight for a few more turns and allows him to just try and burn down Dengar and take those 3 HMPs against the 1 ship of Timo's.
He needs to literally... Does it kill Dengar? Dengar's only 60 points or so?
Dengar's 80...
80 points, sorry.
Ooh! That fit! What? All right.
I was not expecting that to fit.
Because large spaces fit everywhere? No, wait.
What?
Which is bad for Timo, really, because it means that Red gets to shoot him as well.
This is true.
Yeah. He has no actions anyway because of the stress. He's already used contraband, so... Just got to roll for the Dark One Probe Droid, see if it goes away.
There you got Dengar shooting first.
Range 1 hit. 1 die, has the focus, spends a calculate. Still has the offensive mod of network aim, so not super worried about it. No damage on the bomb. Remember, Red will have to drop another concussion bomb next turn, but as long as Dengar doesn't die, which I don't think will happen this turn, it has a good exit trajectory, will likely be unshielded after this, and L3 should be improving those those bank maneuvers. Ooh. Oh, crit.
Ooh.
Dengar, no happy. Sad Dengar noises.
There's the network aim really showing its power with those 3 rerolls.
2 crits, that is a shield and a flipped up card. Weapons failure. Dengar wasn't planning on doing damage anytime soon anyway. Honestly, it could be worse. It could be worse. Next shot. This one is just barely obstructed by the cloud. That means we're going to have that defensive modifier. 2 on 3. Spends a calculate for 2. And safe. And now range 3 through the cloud. Plenty of dice, and the cloud effect for Dengar should be fine. But we've seen crazier things happen.
Looks like he's firing a concussion missile here to give him the 3 dice attack. And he's gone for it.
Yep, there is the missile. Remember, if this hits, Red will have to flip a card. The cloud, 1 damage, and we got to flip some cards now from the concussion missile. Stun pilot. After you execute a maneuver, if you move through overlap an obstacle, take a damage. And Red as well. Got
last time, didn't he?
That damage sensor array.
Dengar's shouldn't have flipped.
Oh yes, because it's after the damage, right? I mean,
Yeah,
before...
so the concussion missile flips before the damage is dealt. So that stun pilot shouldn't be flipped face up.
Yeah, it's when you determine it would hit.
Yep.
Oh, and there we've got Twitch chat agreeing with us. Nice that we've got something correct. And yeah, we've definitely got the concussion bomb coming from Red because he has to drop it. So that's
No choice
for something that Dengar is likely to take. I'm not sure he can really get out of it with all that stress on him.
No, so 3 bank doesn't get him far away. A 3 bank to the left is the only case, but he can't really do that because he can't get out of that corner again. So yeah, he's probably going to take a concussion bomb. And Dengar are in danger of actually going down this turn, this upcoming turn.
He's got 4 hull left, so if he takes 1 from the concussion, Corey's only got to put 3 more damage into him. And he still has plenty of missiles available. So he's got Brown following up, and the Brown Bactoid, whilst he doesn't have concussion missiles, he's still got ion missiles and cluster missiles as options as well. I think it's unlikely we'll see the ion missile, but if he manages to get range 2, that cluster missile will certainly be useful. Or we might just see the 2 dice primary. And then you've got the...
Sorry, go on, Dom.
I was just saying, you've got green then that's also able to turn in, and green still has 1 concussion missile charge left, and has cluster missile charges if he gets to the range 1 to 2 bracket.
And that would put Corey ahead. So that Timo not taking that concussion bomb from Red that was dropped, that Dom you said was the really good call. Pushing Boba out has given Corey that chance to get really well back into this game and been able to focus up all his fire onto Dengar. To the point where if Dengar goes down with 7 minutes left and the position Boba's in, he's going to struggle to get back. I'd expect probably a Talon roll from Boba, so next turn he can just come 3 straight and get back towards the fight as quick as he can.
Yeah, Boba has to hold on to the half points, 100%. You need to hold on to the half points and essentially come in and kill one of these droids.
Yeah.
That's how Timo wins the game. You come in, you beat Boba Fett, you come in, kill a droid, and then run away. I don't know. Timo, I'm sure, is 100% aware of where he stands score-wise.
Yeah.
We've seen a bit of a swing from where Timo was in the driving seat to Corey really now pulling on those points and kind of putting Timo in a difficult position with the time that's remaining.
Yeah, because I think that's it. It's the remaining time for sure. Because he probably needs 2 to 3 turns with Boba to try and come back in and being able to engage properly and try and kill one of these Bactoids. Because half points from the Bactoid isn't enough if Dengar goes down.
Now this red HMP might not have a shot after doing that 2 right turn.
Yeah, he's just fixed the crit that he had from the last turn for his action.
And the repulsor lift stabilizers have been shifted to active. Another 2 turn here from Brown.
Dengar has more than 1 stress at this moment, Maui. They're all stacked together.
Yep.
There's 3 still remaining, I think.
There's a couple.
3 or 4.
I don't think we see him unstressed by the time we get to the end of the game. Put it that way.
Yeah. And he's gone for a 2 hard with Boba and a boost.
2 hard boost. He wants to come through the middle of the board, try to catch him from behind.
There we see the 3 bank.
3 bank removes one of the stress tokens, takes the damage. Timo knows time is of the essence. He is moving.
It's that interesting choice of whether he wants to take it face up now or take the strain for the potential incoming shot.
Looks like he's going to take it face up. He's mixing up his cards. And loose stabilizer. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess you go forward next turn. You want to bait these HMPs to continue shooting at Dengar. Hey, Nick, can you get them the special crit tokens with the symbols on it just so that they can have that as a visual reminder? And chonk them up. Chonk it up. Yeah.
I love those tokens. So can Dengar survive this turn? 4 minutes left.
Plenty of evades. Plenty of evades.
I'm like holding my breath here. I'm just
From downtown, yep. 2 hits. Dengar, 4 dice. Safe.
Yep. And as the chat has pointed out, that Dark One Pro Droid would have taken a damage from concussion and also been destroyed.
Yeah, I don't really want to jump in right now because we're short on time. I honestly don't think it's going to be relevant.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna let them keep on keeping on. Let's get to the end of the engagement here.
Yeah, Corey's not been worried about it.
Yep. Networked aim. 2 hits. Spend the calculate for 3 hits. Dengar's taken 2. Still lives.
This is from an ion missile. He's only taking 1 damage from it. But Corey going, the 3 dice guns more likely to get me that 1 damage than firing a 2 dice gun.
All right, and they're in that planning phase.
So with 2 minutes left, this could well be the last turn, and Timo is in. Timo could be in trouble in terms of if these HMPs are able to just finish off Dengar. He is going to struggle to have his points back, to be able to pull the points back enough with just 1 shot. So it'd be interesting to see whether Timo chooses to just do the straight maneuver and keep the additional hull, whether he chooses to do a different maneuver to try and throw Corey off or try and get more distance, try and maybe avoid some of the shots and take that damage because of the loose stabilizer.
Does the 3 bank give him the range to just get out of any shots?
It might well to get out of red, possibly green. But I think.
Sorry, something I do need to mention: the red Bactoid drone does need to drop a bomb.
Yes,
that's going to happen this turn. Not sure how relevant it could be because I'm not sure how close Boba Fett can get, but it could matter. Right now, Timo is still ahead, 50-43. Now here's the debate. He has loose stabilizer, which would give him a damage if he did anything but a straight maneuver. Is there a spot he can get to where he can take 1 damage because he still has 2 hull left? Still has 2 left. Is there a spot he can get in order to not end up taking any shots?
I don't think there's a spot he can get to where he takes no shots, but I do think potentially the 3 bank might be only taking 1 shot. But if he does still take that 1 shot, they've still all got missiles. That means they can still have that range engagement where the missile hits with 3 dice. And he only needs to do 1 damage if he does do the least stabilizer.
So red and green not playing any more part in this game?
No, I think he's all in on brown, killing Dengar this turn.
All right, so their timer has gone off. There's a minute and change left in the overall event timer. But I mean, that's irrelevant. This is 100% the last turn.
Oh, if Dengar's done that 3 bank, he may not get shot at all.
That's right. All right.
So Bob is definitely not boosting in. He can sit there.
Yep. I mean, he's the one who knows what Dengar's got.
Yeah. He's just focusing. He's not worrying about it. Oh, Dengar has only done the 1 forward.
I think that's still at range.
I think you're right. I think you're right. This might be it.
Yeah, I am surprised by some of the choices there from Corey, but
I don't think he had the options because the repulsor lists were flipped last turn, weren't they? So, but a straight maneuver from.
Well, they could have gone straight. So Brown could have just gone as fast forward as he could as a straight maneuver. He's still relatively healthy, and even if he lost half on Brown, he would have been fine.
No valid targets for Bactoid 4. That is the ball game. Timo wins 50-43. Good game. Turns out Points Fortress. Good strategy.
It was a really good game. Really interesting. And I think we saw a lot of good play on both parts from the players.
Definitely. Corey did really well towards the end of the game and he could have got the win when he shifted his strategy and could have got out. It was super close and really well played.
Yeah, and Timo did a great job at the start mitigating the incoming fire and keeping his ships healthy as long as possible, which ultimately has given him the win and is keeping all those points still on the board.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and let our tournament players know that it is time in the round. I'm not sure how the other games are progressing right now. Let's do that real quick, and let's do our giveaways.